Mel, everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Hey everybody, Cantonese Cat here. Real quick update on Bitcoin and the alts. Gonna give you a little bit of landscape here. First of all, this is daily chart of Bitcoin. Got a very beautiful Gantt square here. The way I drew it was based on 720 and 100 from the low over here around January 2024. You can see that basically just been stuck between these two arcs here, broke out, and really broke out against this horizontal level over here, pushed through this arc over here, pushed through the angle up here, broke through the angle. Right now you're at the next level here, which is this Gantt arc over here. I think that is natural for Bitcoin to really push to a 100,000 really over the next few days. I think it's probably going to end up pushing through the arc here. If it doesn't, it can hover down here between between these two levels, like 94 to 99. I doubt it's going to go back down that low, but it could. I think it's got enough energy to really push for the arc here, maybe hovering inside the arc here around 100,000 here for a while, or maybe even push for about 200 203,000, hover around here before the next move is kind of my best guess. This is the daily chart. Now if you look at the weekly chart, I also have a different Gantt here too, drawn from a different time frame. This scan was really from pointing from the cycle low here in November 2022, and this is basically showing the same thing. It's just been stuck between these this arc over here for almost the entire year, and it broke above, back test the angle, push through. Right, the next natural level is going to be 100,000, and I think it's going to get there. Depending on where it gets there, it could be 102,000, it could be 100,000. It really doesn't matter to me. Maybe a little bit more consolidation. Maybe it pushes through the arc and get up to like 108 or something like that, and then stuck inside the arc here too. There's always a possibility, but I think that this has been written really ever since it bounced from the weekly Shimoda cloud here around 53,000. To be completely honest with you, yeah, very very big uptrend happening, very very close to 100,000. I think we're gonna get there. If it doesn't get there, I'm okay too. Guess what? Because everything else is also pumping. I think the big thing to look at the altcoin market is that you got a lot of the early cycle pumper, such as a crypto that I do follow, that I do have a position in. This is usually an early cycle runner. Is ADA. ADA is hitting some resistance here. Cardano's hitting some resistance here at the arc here, and we'll end up getting kind of like a little bit rejected here, kind of hovering around here before pushing up further. But an early cycle coin like ADA is doing extremely well. Another early cycle coin that has been doing very well is also XRP. XRP in general, I don't know what this big giant circle here was. XRP, okay. XRP in general during early cycle, it does extremely well. It did really well during last cycle, during early cycle. It's doing extremely well right now. Another one that is really running up, pretty high right now is XLM. XLM is also one of those early cycle coins, Stella, that has just been incredible. Like it almost is making, if you don't count these wicks here, it's almost like potentially even making all-time high. Because these coins are going berserk, that really makes me think that something bigger is finally starting to transpire. I was telling you guys about the others chart. This is the others chart, which is the cryptocurrency market cap excluding the top 10. So you're really talking about like the core altcoins, right? Whenever you break this trend line over here and you back test it, it tends to run. You basically have a big giant cup and handle here, and the handle is getting to the end of it, and it just pushed up like this very impulsively, right? You remember when I was talking about in like August or September, I think altcoins have bottomed. Like very little people care at that point. Right now, maybe more people care now, but also saying that it really bounced off of the rising 20-month moving average, and is right now reaccelerating to the upside. And right now we're having a hard time kind of breaking up, much further. Why? Because it's at the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly, right? So because of this, you are having a lot of altcoins. They're looking extremely bullish. And the key thing, really, a key indicator really to look at altcoins to see how bullish things are is look no further than Ethereum. Ethereum is basically showing you that you flip the 20-month moving average from resistance here to support. You backtested support with these big giant wicks underneath below here for months now. And guess what? Whenever you have really good support found here with all these wicks. It's going to push through. It's going to go a lot higher. Actually, initially, I wasn't sure if it's going to end up closing above. I'm still not sure, by the way. It was going to close about the 0.786 here for the month of November. And we've been kind of hovering down here underneath the 0.786 here for days now, right? If you look at a weekly, that shows you like, really you're trying to push through the 0.786 here for a long time. But initially you get rejected here by the weekly upper Bollinger Band. Also get rejected here by the 0.76. But so far this week, look like it might want to re-challenge that. You have to expand the upper Bollinger Band and lower Bollinger Band here on the weekly. And you have a weekly candle that might be rising up above and might end up closing back above the 0.786. If you're able to convincingly close this monthly candle about the 0.786, last time we did that, but we were simply just way outside the upper Bollinger Band on the monthly, right? Right now, the upper Bollinger Band is around 4,000. I think there's a strong chance that we're just waiting for upper Bollinger Band to expand before price can go up higher, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's just been consolidating sideways for about 7 or 8 months. It basically bounced back to 0.618. These are normal market behavior of a bull trend, by the way. Higher highs and higher lows for almost 2 or 3 years, right? If it breaks above the 0.786, then you're talking about some all-time high stuff. Then you're talking about some of the higher levels like 1.414, 1.678, $1,000, $10,000 Ethereum, $14,000 Ethereum, maybe even higher potentially. I don't want to go crazy, but yeah, it all starts with breaking above the 0.76. Not way overextended, way above the upper Bollinger Band. That's where it kind of all starts, right? So we'll see how the month closed for Ethereum. Finally, a very big update was Dogecoin. The last cycle, Dogecoin, if you look at the weekly here, and if I take out the Bollinger Band, what happened the last cycle? That may not even happen this cycle. This is how bullish this is. Last cycle, the 0.786 was serving as resistance here for several weeks, right? And you actually have a back test of the 0.618 here before it just kind of mooned, right? So far this cycle, was it happening right now? This could all just be a wick. We could all still kind of close this week back below the 0.786. It could still potentially come back test to 0.618, but I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. Just judging by like how impulsive this is, and also just judging by like the volume, you continue to have increasing volume pushing through, right? Maybe a little bit, but a little bit of decline volume, but you certainly don't have this decline volume like you did over here when things were stuck. So I don't know. It looks like it could push through, and if it does push through it like butter, then you're talking about some crazy all-time high stuff. Then you're talking about the 1.414, 1.618, maybe potentially higher. I don't know. Market cap's big. That's what people are always worried about. But yeah, push about the 0.786, push about 0.786, much higher. I do think that the 1.414 around $2.30 is probably going to be the next level if it's able to break by above over the next few months. So yeah, you're talking about a $2 Doge, potentially even higher, depending on how the trend goes. But right now I'm pretty bullish with Dogecoin. I'm not gonna buy anymore because I've been buying down here. I've been telling you guys, hey, it's less than 10 cents. I'm gonna buy. I keep talking on X like, hey, I'm gonna buy Doge here. I'm buying Doge here. Price went back down to like 12 cents, 14 cents over here. I bought. Price went down here back below 10 cents. I bought. There's a reason for that. Higher high, higher low, higher highs to come. That's all I have to say about this. Solana, extremely bullish. Is about to push against its previous all-time high, and you have basically backtested 0.76 here for about half a year, and you're taking off. I think the next level is going to be a four-figure Solana. I don't know whether or not the cycle is going to end here 1,000 or 2,000. I don't know. I have a hard time seeing it much higher, to be honest with you, just because it made a very big parabolic move from like the single digits to the 200s. And I think that this might be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and we're going to wave 5. I don't know whether or not wave 5 is going to extend that much further, but it could. I think it could probably 4x from here, maybe even like 10x. I would not be surprised if Solana does that. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into Solana here at this level just because it went all the way from like $8 to like 200s. Um, yeah, that's something that I'm looking at. The other one I want to talk about that I'm probably gonna end the video here today a little bit early is Shiba Inu. The monthly chart here for Shiba Inu basically it's just been stuck between the 0.618 and 0.382. It looks like it wants to break out. The last time it didn't break out is because just like Ethereum, it was way outside the upper Bollinger Band. It just couldn't go much further. Now you're talking about Bollinger Band re-expansion to the upside and to the downside. Now you're talking about Shiba actually also on the weekly chart here. It looks like it's trying to challenge a very thin Ichimoku cloud. I think it's going to break through. It's going to probably go back to the 0.618. May need some additional energy to kind of push out over the next few weeks. But once you push through, I think it's going to challenge the 0.786 here. And I think it's going to knock out the zero over the next few months and go a lot higher to some of the higher levels up here. Maybe as early as like Q1 or Q2 of 2025, Shiba could potentially knock out zero. So I can talk the last one here real quick. Something that is of interest to a lot of folks, which is Chainlink. Chainlink has broken above the weekly Ichimoku cloud. Chainlink is trying to probably gravitate up towards the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud here on the monthly at the 0.618 around $21, $22. It tried to do that last time here, but it was just way overextended for months, and you have to correct sideways down here. And now it's building up enough energy. Now the rising 20-month moving average is starting to support push price up a lot higher. So I think that it's going to push for the 0.618. You have the upper Bollinger Band right around 0.618, around $21. I think it's probably going to push through that over the next few months, get to 0.786. Probably going to get rejected there because we usually get rejected the first time at 0.786. Maybe bounce to the arc over here, or maybe bounce right at the conjunction of the top of the Ichimoku cloud here and the arc over here, then go higher, probably to the next arc up here, maybe even to the horizontal zone right there over the next 6 to 8 to 12 months or so. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it looks like a bull trend is trying to get reestablished. You've had whales that have accumulated here for a year and a half. This is not going to be it. I think it wants to keep going up higher. That's what I think when it comes to Chainlink. Those are just some of the initial thoughts. I'm going to try to do a minor video later, but just wanted to talk about altcoins. I love the fact that Bitcoin's getting stuck and altcoins are waking up. This is how it's supposed to be because you're talking about a little bit of rotation. All of this is healthy. All of this is healthy. If Bitcoin is able to stay underneath 100,000 and altcoins keep going up, oh man, I'd be so happy. Anyway, we'll see whether or not Dogecoin closes about this week about the 0.76. We'll see whether or not Ethereum closes this week about the 0.786. All those have pretty important indication. If it doesn't, that just means that, hey, maybe I have a little bit longer to buy for a little bit longer. But very bullish developments happening. And I think this is probably just the beginning of something that is much bigger to come. All just speculation. We'll see how it works out. How we going by.